All right, everybody, welcome back into the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 6 playoffs. We are here with the winner bracket semifinal between Infamous and Elite Wolves, the two proving squads going toe-to-toe, head-to-head, the first time in a long time here on moonducktv. Thank you so much for joining us today, folks, and, well, I'm not alone. I've got Mott doing stats for me today, and, of course, it is Zyori. Andrew, how the hell are you?
I'm doing fabulous, Mott. The Peruvian Showdown, Viva Peru. I'm pumped up, ready to rock and roll. These teams are always fun to watch, and good old Infamous playing with their tags per usual, Mott. I recognize Z-Talk, and that's about it. I know they're all there, but who is who, you may be wondering? Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, they like to fake Nick. They did it during the open qualifiers. I have no idea why they want to make our lives miserable. So there's Z-Talk, as you mentioned. Kotaro Hayama is still Kotaro Hayama, which is the 1/2 player. Parting is Excel because he's on my friends list. That's what their other support. So Z-Talk and Excel, the supports. And then between Alejandra and Yam, I don't know if that's greedy or freaking A-Tune. I don't know, dude. But
yeah, I don't know. They have an interesting sense of humor, so we'll see how it goes. So what are we looking at here, Mott? What's on the line? Is this winner bracket, lower bracket?
Winner bracket. So whoever wins this one will move on to the winner bracket final, which is obviously it'll be a ways away because we still have a couple more winner bracket games to go through, a couple of quarterfinal games, and then the loser will go down to the loser bracket semifinals. And that is a best of one, so that is a bit frightening. But
all right.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty exciting stuff. Yeah.
All right, well, Elite Wolves, Bat Rider Venge opener. Interesting. I like the prioritization on the Bat Rider and Vengeful Spirit, a potential counter pick against the Bat, the old swap lasso trick. Dazzle Shadow Shaman from Infamous, going with the double support opener. Shadow Shaman getting some serious priority here.
Yeah, I'm surprised it gets picked second, and I don't think it was going to be banned out, but they clearly had an idea in mind of what they wanted to do. It's going to give them a bit of push, which they don't really have right now. The Darkseer will come out, which is pretty good for teamfight, obviously, and put it on, a melee hero, have him run somebody down with the Iron Shell. Pretty okay against Juggernaut, against a couple of these heroes, but the Bat Rider comes out first, and that is very frightening for Elite Wolves. Obviously, you still have to deal with the Shallow Grave, but a Blink, Lasso, Bat Rider, 4-staff pullback, that's going to be pretty solid. And we've seen a couple of teams pick Bat Rider recently. He was out of the meta for a long time, but then S4 picks him up a couple of times for Alliance, and then everyone's, holy crap, this hero is actually still good. And so we'll see how that's going to be for Elite Wolves, either if it's in the mid lane or the off lane as well.
Yeah, I like the third pick Juggernaut here from Elite Wolves. One of the better safe lane carries to deal with the off lane Darkseer, if that's how they set up plays. You got the healing ward, so you can kind of survive through all that Ion Shell damage if things get rocky, and plus you've got the magic immunity to finish off creeps or mitigate any of that final damage coming your way. So he should be able to farm all right. Some pretty good setup with the Venge as well. Stun into Blade Fury. Probably not going to find a kill on the Darkseer, but still some kill potential if the Rumble breaks out in the Radiant safe lane. So looking at another support and a mid laner here for the Elite Wolves. What do they want? Ancient Apparition was one that I was thinking about, but good ban from Infamous. They'll settle on the Undying.
Yeah, they're going to go for the Undying. A lot of team fight going their way now. A lot of early game pressure coming out from Elite Wolves. And even if you drop the wards down, still, that Undying Tombstone and, his big body with the decay coming out could be pretty frightening. Not to mention the, of course, Flesh Golem coming through the damage amplification is pretty insane. Even at 30-some-odd%, it's pretty nice. I do want to point out Elite Wolves actually played a series against XD Gamers, which is Aosin's team. Like an hour or so ago, and I was watching that on Grant's channel, and they did very well for themselves. They picked up a Van, Storm Spirit Van is their mid player. I thought that was a pretty impressive game from them. They've got a lot of different options here. Smash is their offlaner. We'll see if he does pick with the Bat Rider. Infamous will go with the Puck, and this hero's starting to come back as well after S4 has picked it a couple of times for Alliance, and they're the ones starting to, I think, get the meta going in their favor. But Puck will come out for Infamous, which I'm kind of okay with. The Blink in. They have some really good team fight. Vac Wall, Dream Coil, obviously. Drop your roster wards in Ether Shock and Lucifer. They have good magical damage, Andrew, but we'll see if Infamous can set this up.
Yeah, we're kind of at this interesting point on this particular patch where heroes that seemed really bad are all of a sudden coming to light in a way that wasn't quite obvious when the patch first hit. I remember during the Shanghai coverage not that long ago, we were trying to list the bottom 10 heroes. PA was talked about amongst them. And what do we see? Some pretty insane PA plays very shortly after that. I think Puck is another one of those heroes. I remember doing the Frankfurt major qualifiers with Draskell, and we spent a lot of time talking about how Puck is such a cool hero, a great design, but just total ass right now. And I'm glad we're finally seeing the Fairy Dragon come back because he works so well with these team fight compositions. And it looks like Infamous have already got a pretty nasty mid-game lineup here with the Puck, the Shadow Shaman, the Darkseer. A greedy lineup, though. That is one thing that could be tricky. Before those Blink Daggers come online, before that 15-minute mark, they need to get a lot out of this laning phase.
Right.
So
that's a very good point. And you look at, I mean, you have two good supports that are pretty good in the early game, but you look at everyone from Elite Wolves and you're like, well, everybody's good in the early game. Sure, Batrider might need a Blink Dagger. He could get that pretty easily if they stack up some jungle camps. You could Firefly it down, maybe having a good start in whatever lane he's going to be in. And it's looking like he is going to be mid. You send that Bristleback into the offlane for Elite Wolves. We'll see if that's going to be a Smash hero. That is, I mean, the Bristleback Undying combo is so frightening. It's so hard to fight into that, to CS into that. So, and Infamous go even more late game oriented. Sure, the Spectre's like good late game, but like early game, this is going to be a very hard lane if it's going to be that aggro dueling like I was talking about from Elite Wolves.
Yeah, it's the complete opposite way that I thought they were going to take this draft, or they were going to focus more around mid-game fighting. A hero like Juggernaut would have been perfect, but now they're pretty committed to some late-game prowess here. If this goes 30-minute plus, they're in good shape. But, I mean, it's not going to be a free win, though, at that point. Juggernaut can still scale pretty well. Elite Wolves have the Batrider and Vengeful Spirit, two heroes that, even when you're behind, can catch the other team off guard with just one misplay. It just takes one swap, one lasso, and all of a sudden you've got a 4v5 and you can turn a game that feels a little bit hopeless. So this Elite Wolves draft has a lot of potential. I feel like this mid-game, they could really erupt with a scary death ball.
Yeah. I mean, even late game, too, Juggernaut picks up a Battle Fury, clears out some of the Spectre illusions and Mantis-style illusions pretty easily. He can clear up the Super Wards rather easily with his right click. I mean, Misoku's going to be giving them a lot of damage later on down the road in the armor reduction. There is also a lot of armor reduction when you think about Ewo and the Bristleback. Are your portraits screwed up, or is it just me? All my portraits are super mega screwed up.
No, mine look normal.
They're just backgrounds. Yeah, I literally just have backgrounds for. That's pretty funny. Oh, well, whatever.
How classy. How classy. Well, we'll see what Infamous do here. Looks like they're going to move 4 into the bottom lane, and E-Wolves are going to do the same. They're going to go all 5 into their off lane here. Probably put some wards down. I already see. Oh, wow, they've already invaded. They blocked out the pole camp here on the Dire side. We'll see what the Dire do. They've got a smoke on the Shadow Shaman, and they've got a ward up here on the Dazzle. Looks like an Observer and a couple of sentries. So,
all right.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, Vengeful Spirit, I mean, that's one of those stats that you look at it and go, you know, that kind of makes sense. Really good against Batrider. It's a block pit, and also just two individually very strong heroes.
Yeah, I mean, you usually see Venge and Bat on different teams. You're like, well, one team is going to have a better time there, and it looks like Venge is not the one that is obviously that good. But
yeah.
You know, we just kind of jumped to this game willy-nilly. I forgot to ask, how are you, man? It's been a while. We haven't talked. We haven't really...
I'm pretty well, man. Not to take away from Canada Cup, but Captain's Draft starts tomorrow.
I'm super excited.
Pretty exciting. I'm super pumped. I can't wait for that tournament to get underway. Alejandro gonna walk right into the Undying Vengeful Spirit combo. They do put out the Magic Missile. He went decay level 1. Not gonna be able to chase him down. Okay. Wow, the Darkseer didn't even have to level Surge.
He's going to use some regen, and this is going to be the greedy Darkseer, greedy the player, of course, and he didn't level Surge, he didn't level Ion Shell, and that's probably pretty good. They wanted to make sure he probably went Surge first, but they said, okay, we put some pressure on him, we won't get any damage other than, of course, some regen going his way. He'll have to use a little bit of that, but otherwise, I mean, they did a pretty good job. They got a couple of decays or two, and even coming through mid, the Undying has 2 stacks now. Kotaro and Van, the mid-lane Juggernaut, going toe-to-toe. This will leave Smash in the safe lane. He is usually the off-lane player, but this is going to be his safe lane matchup. Meanwhile, top lane, Ewo will be playing the Bristleback.
So both sides kind of doing the switcheroo here, where they've got their traditional off-laner farming the safe lane. And I'm kind of curious who's going to get the better end of it. Smash seems pretty confident just putting pressure onto the Spectre, just throwing out sticky stacks, already gets them up to 4. And just like that, Infamous are going to rotate another one down. And they're in full aggro try mode. Undying going to rotate as well. It's a 2-on-3. They really want to try to put pressure on this Spectre and make sure he doesn't get too much space in the early game. Also curious what build the Spectre goes for here. I mean, this could be the kind of matchup where he'll surprise us and go for like a Vanguard or just an early like S and Y and go kind of combative rather than committing to a Radiance. Though I don't know if that's likely, but this could be a game for it if they wanted to try. Look at Smash here. He's just diving under the tower. He takes a huge heal bomb from Dazzle.
He's taking way too much hits. He's actually going to die. Maybe last right click will go through. He can't get across the river. He's too slow with that sticky napalm, and it looks like Smash will just Firefly over. He actually still might be in trouble. Z-Talk will get to chase him down. They have the shackles. Will he be able to get out in time? He's going to go right through the tree line here, but they know exactly where he's coming out. Another poison touch. The Shackle's long range, and this will be your first blood going to the Spectre. That's huge. And Smash getting just a little bit too aggressive and playful with his ability to farm that
was
bottom
such an
lane.
odd play. I mean, you know the Dazzle's right there. He's standing right on top of creeps, diving a tower, no less, a tier 1. Oh, mid lane, though, Kataro in some trouble. We'll be able to jaunt to the orb and just barely lives from that assault. Nice wraparound attempt from the Venge, but Puck will live and have to chew through a salve. Well, Smash gets punished, though, for that greedy play. They might be able to find a counter kill, perhaps. Sticky starting to stack up. In comes the Undying. He just hits level 2. He picks up Soul Rips. He'll have a little more sustainability. They'll only get 1, though. Pretty long cooldown at these early levels.
They can't fight anymore because they got a double decay off, and they're like, all right, well, we have 3 sticky napalm stacks. Let's not do this. And that's the, like, this is a very good defensive dual lane. Like, if they just get sticky napalm stacks and decay stacks, and I just missed a kill top lane, excellent stuff. Yeah. Good work.
Yeah, well, it looks like bottom could erupt at any moment. So, I mean, this Undying has 2 stacks right now. Once these go off, he's going to jump from pretty healthy to reasonably low. The other thing to keep in mind is they've all got sticks. So all of this sticky that's been thrown out is just giving them so much regen. They're going to commit onto the Undying. A lot of return damage onto the Spectre.
Smash. Can he get this Firefly? He's going to get one of these 2 kills. They don't have Brave. Shadow Wave will go. Can he get this pickup? Yes. Will they get the Spectre? He's so low. The K comes out. Now the sticky, or rather the viscous Nazgul's Bristleback is rotated. They might get all 3 or Z-Talk in trouble. There's going to be the Aether Shock. They've got 6 stacks up and now 2 stacks of sticky napalm. There's stacks everywhere. It's a double kill for Evo. He almost goes down to the tower, but they actually get the creep wave in to take the tower aggro, and they get 3 kills down here, Andrew.
Well, now we see what Smash had in mind the first time they dove that tower. I mean, the Bristleback was nowhere in sight, but a great rotation from Evo. You see the pain of the sticky and the viscous nasal goo on the same target. The turn rate on top of the movement speed is just painful if you're facing the wrong direction. There's nothing the Spectre can do. Mid lane, we'll see the Juggernaut get picked off by the Puck. Picked off might not be fair. It was a close duel, but Puck is victorious with about 30 hit points to spare, now just shy of level 6. Oh, it's a nice boost for him, but wow, action all over the place here. And these South American teams, they come out of the gate swinging. They are ready for blood. Even right now, Shadow Shaman, he gets caught out by Ewo. He turns with Shackles, though. Dazzle on his way in, still only level 2. Double damage rune gets picked up, but oh man, this Bristleback starting to do a lot of damage. The goo and the sticky once more. The combo is just too much, and they'll pick up another kill on the Shadow Shaman. Yeah,
Ewo is not getting the most experience in the world, so he's not at Worth Path yet, but he's rotated. He's gotten a couple of good kills. But top lane, the wraparound gank, they've got the Dream Coil. They're going to come through, surges up the Iron Shell. They missed the Elusior of the Dream Coil will go. He'll actually jaunt away. Magic Missile will fly. He's still alive. He'll break the Dream Coil and maybe die here, and if not, he'll take a right click. But look at that wave of terror. The tower will almost kill Kotaro. Phase Shift comes out. The last right click, it actually gets disjointed. They need a decay, and they'll find it coming out from Sia, who gets it done. Great snipe. And he did as much as he possibly could on that support Vengeful Spirit before going down to help secure that kill for the Undying.
Absolutely. Great footwork. He bought as much time as he possibly could. That's what you got to do. Now back down bottom, Ewo rotates again. This is a roaming Bristleback at this point. Level 4 with a bottle and boots. Spectre sees him and says, all right, Dazzle, we got to get the hell out of here. We do not want to mess around with this double gooey, sticky combination here. This is no fun. Spectre with only 14 last hits, not bad. I mean, nobody's really farming particularly well except for the Puck this game. All of the CS is relatively light from all the fighting that's been happening. Even Venge right now is smoked up looking for something in the mid lane and could possibly find it. Puck is pretty far forward in the river.
Bottom lane.
Juggernaut moving in. He is level 6. Omni Slash is available. Waning Rift's already been used. Oh, Puck, you are in trouble. There's Masoku. No phase shift for the stun, and they're going to use the ult just to secure the kill. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, getting into the tier 1, Bristleback gets another kill. This time it's on the Dazzle instead of the Spectre, but man, Ewolf's picking up kills all over the place.
I am pretty proud of myself for catching both of those kills. I saw the smoke up as you talked about it, made, and then I saw a rotation from the river from the Bat Rider. It just popped the Firefly, a couple of sticky napalm stacks, and boom, they get a couple more kills going the way. So the only person right now who's doing an extraordinarily good job is the Puck. And he's not even that far ahead. You talked about it. There's nobody really CSing. Even Puck didn't have that many CS, especially after dying there. Like, this game's all about fighting, which is really what Infamous wants. I mean, that's how they play. But E-Wolves are getting the better end of the trades in almost every situation.
It seems like Infamous just didn't pick the draft for it, though. That's usually their play style. And now, Shackles on Van will have to hold that thought, but nah, it's not even a threat. Nobody else is nearby. They're behind the tier 1. He'll be able to just walk away. But, you know, Spectre, Dazzle, Shadow Shaman, it's kind of an okay lane, but right now Spectre just can't really fight that much. He's not even level 6 yet. Phase boots, magic the magic stick, Now he can't farm that his supports have left him, and this is a worry for me. You look at that gold graph, and it was kind of even, and now the E-Wolves are getting a solid lead. Already 1,500 net worth ahead at only the 6-minute mark. Dream Coil mid, yeah, Van.
He's fine.
He'll just walk away.
Yeah, it's just, they were not in position. They wanted to wrap all the way around with Z-Talk. I think there was a bit of miscommunication there. This is kind of what we expected, though, from Elite Wolves. They have such an early game-oriented team fight lineup that we talked about during the draft. That's exactly what they need to get done for Smash to be a threat later on down the road. They're going to just pop the Surge up. Alejandro, Greedy down bottom. There's a couple of sticky napalm stacks. There's going to be Lasso. Ewo's low. He's got a regen room, but he'll go down to the tower. Can they pick up this kill on Darkseer? He'll get away, and the shackles will stop Smash from providing himself that kill. And he's actually stuck in. He can't move anywhere. He's actually going to pop the stick, Tango, but look at the Iron Shell on the right click, and they will get this kill. And Alejandro or Greedy will stay alive all the meanwhile. Just a bit too divey coming out from the Elite Wolves, and they will lose 2 kills because of it.
A noble effort from Smash there at the end, trying to play some ring around the rosy. If the Darkseer was more poorly positioned, he probably would have died, but in the mid lane, Van, caught by Kotaro, just underestimating the burst damage from the Puck, hit him with a Waning Rift Illusory Orb combo, and even with the Waning Rift only at level 2, Puck was able to just take him down with one last right click to finish him off. So Kotaro now one step closer to that Blink Dagger. Only 800 gold in the bank, but at the 8-minute mark, it's not too bad. Another kill or two, and we're looking at a pretty good Blink timing here for the Puck.
I think Van keeps using his Blade Fury at just the wrong times. I don't know, he clearly wants to clear out the creep wave as quickly as possible, but in almost every situation, that is going to be his death, as the Puck will come through. He'll be low enough, he'll drop the Illusory Orb. He has no way to spin out. I mean, it's just not a great play coming out. I didn't see the tail or the beginning of that play for the Juggernaut, but
he has been using his spin a lot to just farm creeps, though. That's definitely true. And Kataro's been using that info to his advantage for sure, and getting aggressive when he knows that there isn't that magic immunity.
Spectre's so fast, luckily enough. He's able to get away just fine. I mean, they kind of telegraphed that gank. Van will go ahead and spin again. They clearly want to take this tower, and they might be able to do so.
Elite Wolves just feel a step ahead. As soon as the Spectre rotates out of the off lane and they go to a more standard lane setup, what are the Elite Wolves doing? 4-man pushing that safe lane tower, opening up the jungle, so now this lane's really no longer safe for Spectre. They can easily just rotate in, pressure the jungle, limit space for him to farm, and even Kotaro in some trouble here. He still has the orb, should be able to get away, but living life on the edge as he tries to buy time for the tower. It ends up going down. Easy last hit for the Juggernaut. Counter push in the mid lane all the while. Serpent wards fall, as well as the glyph comes out for the Elite Wolves, but they're going to TP in, and they could still possibly mount a defense here. At the very least, go for a deny. We'll see if they can time the last hit.
The lasso,
and they do.
Else. Oh, they're going to find the Spectre with the lasso. That's huge. A free kill for Smash? He doesn't even have to. He's got no Blink Dagger. He just finds an easy lasso in the river somehow.
1,600 gold now. Oh my. Vengeful Spirit ends up going down to the Puck, and mid, I thought a whole another fight was going to break out. They were thinking about diving that Shadow Shaman.
Oh, the courier!
Last second. Oh, it's going to go over the tree line. Now Van's on his way. He's got the ult ready. Omni Slash. Puck's going down. You can only phase shift one, and it's not enough to stay alive. 8-10. The Elite Wolves still holding on to a nice lead here, Mott. Though, as I say that, it's actually a little more even than I thought. Wow.
Yeah.
Bloodbath all around.
The one bad thing coming out for Infamous is they have no net worth in the Spectre. Look at the number in the net worth chart here. 2,100. That is behind the Undying. That is the best sign for Elite Wolves in this situation. They're like, we don't really have to worry about the Spectre right now. Honestly, we can just fight, take towers, and inevitably the Spectre will be farmed, but that's not going to be for another half an hour. We don't have to worry about that. There's no real clock. He's obviously going to try to go for Urn, and that will accelerate his farm if he get involved in a couple of fights, get the Urn charges up, and then be able to just farm a bit better, and use the Urn to heal himself up. But he needs to get those haunt kills. Otherwise, this game gets so much harder for him than it already is.
Yeah, most definitely. Juggernaut just going for a Drum of Endurance here after the phase boots. I'm really curious what build Van goes for in this situation. Does he commit for the Battle Fury, or does he go for something like just the S&Y? Does he go for even like an Aghanims build and just commit to the mid game? I'm very curious. He's obviously started with this great early combative build. They've been fighting a lot early on, so the drums definitely fall in line with that kind of a strategy. But do you end up going for the Battle Fury just so you have that insurance card in case you can't close this game?
I don't know. Maybe. I think it's okay. We talked about it against the Spectre. I think Battle Fury is fine. But you can also go Manta Style because there is that Puck with the Waning Rift. So getting out of a silence, obviously having the Manta Style would be pretty nice. You could go S&Y if you're not that concerned about the silence. I think he should be, considering how he's died a couple of times this game. He could go for a straight BKB if he wants to avoid all of that magical damage, which is fair.
Yeah, you don't see that build so often. He will probably get a Blink Dagger at some point just for initiation range. Grabs the Band of Elven Skin, so it will be a Yasha-based item of some sort. We'll see if it's that Manta like you're mentioning. But now that you bring up the Puck, I think that is definitely a good idea. We'll see a smoke rotation from the Elite Wolves, thinking about the Roche Pit maybe, toggling back and forth. They're going for a pickoff. Parting on the low ground.
God.
Oh, poor Dazzle. He's got a shallow grave, but he's not even going to be able to use it.
He got obliterated. They were all kind of congregating towards that. And they were looking for maybe a smoke of their own, but instead, they'll lose their Dazzle. Smash has just picked up a Blink Dagger, so has the Puck. Maybe Infamous looking to fight this potentially. I wouldn't. They still don't have the mech for Alejandro just yet. He's only level 9 hereabouts, but they're going to lose this tier 1 mid if they don't fight here. They're thinking about it. You can see Kotaro looking to maybe jump it. They know where the healing ward is. They're going to ping it out. This tier 2 push.
But
Smash a long time. Smash the jump in. There's going to be the lasso. Man, do they blow him up quickly. They'll drop the support wards. But look at this. The Darkseer about to fall. Vacuum back in, but it will do nothing as they get the double kill for Ewo. And Excel can only look on as, of course, the Super Wars will be cleaned up. And this is a huge fight for Elite Wolves. They're going to go ahead and hex up one, but now Zitaku maybe going to get found out. He'll back away after using that hex, and he'll stay alive somehow.
Talk about amazing Blink Dagger reveal right there. That was such a tense moment where both teams had fresh Blink Daggers, one on the Bat Rider, one on the Puck. It was all about initiation. Who gets the jump? Smash just comes strolling up casually out of the well. Oh, hey, Puck. See you on the high ground. Look at this ward right here, buddy. Just grabs him, drags him in. They blow up the Puck in the duration of the lasso, and the fight's just lost from there. There's nothing Infamous can do. That was just brilliant execution. Smash living up to his reputation, and the value of an observer ward here. Mott, this little guy is definitely the hero of the fight.
Yeah, gave him some good vision. They had it placed before Puck had gotten to his spot, and of course, perched up on that high ground there. He thought he was going to be invulnerable, but instead he does go down. Meanwhile, speaking of going down, Masoku just got blown up. Obviously, you want to use that Dream Ball combo, but that's...
he pings out the ward right away, too, so
like,
there's something there.
There's a vision there, guys. We need to maybe go ahead and deward that, but they have other worries to concern themselves with. Again, this Spectre is now above the Undying, but still is very far off
Making
this
baby
Juggernaut.
steps.
Yeah.
He's got the he got a bracer now, so yeah, it is progress. It's not all bad. You still look at that gold graph, though, and it's Elite Wolves coming out big. They've gotten a lot out of this early laning stage. Yasha now completed on the Juggernaut, so he's still in fighting shape. Bat Rider's well on his way to the 4th staff. He already has the Staff of Wizardry, another 100 gold there, so things are definitely progressing nicely. And there's the Vanguard on the Bristleback, and Mech is just about on the way. I have to say, Mod, I love the way Elite Wolves are itemizing here. This is very classic to their playstyle, early combative items, Vanguard, Mech, that kind of stuff, but they're right on point. I mean, this is how they like to play in their comfort zone, and I think there's a fight about to break out in the bottom lane here.
I don't know if they can kill Ewo, not with the heroes they have, and if they do try to fight this, they're all going to die. Van is looking for a zombie. It's up and 8. He actually gets ward trapped, and he's going to maybe have to TP out. I'm not sure. They get the last off. Kotaro, the biggest target. He'll fall first, and Zitok gets destroyed by that solar parting. He'll get off the grave, but will die momentarily to either the Firefly or to Ewo's Quill Sprays. Maybe just a magic missile, that'll do the job. And they'll take down 3, looking for a 4th. Firefly came out, Smash already used his lasso, the TP away. They have Flame Break. They will not find the
Smash
Spectre
might
to
just
tree
YOLO
line.
Flame Break that, but doesn't go for it. That would have been a big play. All right, he throws it a little bit too late. Wow. Well, Elite Wolves, man, we just talked about the itemization. You see the inventories. There is a mech on the Dire side, but they never really got a great chance to use it. They just fell apart too early on. It was nice that the Shadow Shun was able to get his wards off. It was a good ward trap on the Juggernaut, but as soon as he was done getting crowd control, he's got phase boots. He just walked right out of those babies and went back to the rest of the fight. That was it. I mean, they just don't have the damage right now. Simply put, Elite Wolves have the peak of the power curve relative to Infamous right now, and they are bringing the pain.
Yeah, they could, I think, go for Roche, get another fight with an Aegis, and proceed to push high ground here. I don't really see them needing to wait for too much more. Maybe get the Manta Stealth Van first, or SNY, whoever knows what he's going to buy. They already have the Vanguard up for Bristleback. His Crimson Guard is very close to completion. I mean, they have all the items they really need. 4th Staff is just coming out now as well, so they need to go back home, heal up, maybe take Roche here pretty soon, look for a kill or 2, and after that, they push high ground. They do not want the Spectre to get that in. Boy, he's not even close to getting big, so...
Yeah,
I mean, just don't wait any longer, really.
Yeah, Spectre feels obligated now into a Drum of Endurance. I feel like this is just a Band-Aid item at this point. The Bracer, I can understand. I think going for the full Drum is a mistake. He needs something that'll either let him scale or give him a big boost right now, and the Drum is just not going to make a big enough difference. Now Z-Talk in the jungle getting chased down. This zombie's going to keep him slowed. They're just going to punch him down. Bristleback comes walking in, hits him with some quills. Meanwhile, up top, that's an easy kill on the Spectre as Van hits him with an Omni Slash, secures the kill. 2-0, and now Infamous have to look towards their high ground and defend with their Spectre dead for 25 seconds. No buyback.
Yeah, and this mid lane pushed in prime real estate for them, looking for that tier 3 tower, and they might be able to grab it here. Van will get up to 1,600 gold, still no Manta style, but they have the Vanguard, Ewo, Bristleback up at the front. They don't even have an Aegis. They have the healing ward, healing them back up to full health here momentarily, and Elite Wolves They have 8 seconds to work with the Spectre not even being there, but he's not really even an issue. Obviously, Haunt is pretty big, but they have 4 of the top 5 in net worth. They're not even all there. They say, screw it, we can take 3 people, push him into the tier 3 tower. Dak was looking to go. He actually just Blade Furies. He's going to TP out as well, and on the Huntress, just like, man, can't even catch a break, and they're... I don't think they took the tier 3 tower. They got close.
Dude, they're
still.
just baiting him right now. Smash is in hot pursuit. He's got a force staff. He's ready to use it. Goes in on Alejandro. He's going to try to get him onto the high ground. Can he get him on the cliff? He does. Darkseer's completely isolated. He'll mech straight away, but Smash is going for the show he plays at this point. We'll see a nice combo. The ultimate from Puck on top of the wards. They'll get a kill on the Undying, but Bristleback just moving around and cleaning house. The Quill's starting to stack up. Shadow Shaman falls. Now the Dazzle in some trouble. They get a kill on the Vengeful Spirit. Fighting around the wards has definitely boded well here for the Elite Wolves, but at this point, they are out of resources. They're getting cleaned up here as Guitarro tries to head back to the base. And Juggernaut says, you know what, guys? You finish off the heroes. I want to farm these wards. That's some extra gold for me. Oh, wait, you need some help. All right, on my way. Down he goes. Buyback from the Puck. He's angry.
He jaunted back in. He went back in.
The buyback jaunted the orb. Oh,
but he's probably going to die again.
Not going to end up being the biggest of plays, but
that was the worst play. He just killed himself again. Oh, he actually stays alive. Maybe not.
Oh my god, he almost baits it. Smash, flame break. Smash lives. Oh, and turns it around on the Spectre. Man, oh man, I can't believe the Puck got away there. That is so clutch. That's one of those plays that most people don't realize that Puck can do, but you can actually buy back and jaunt to the orb. It doesn't just go away if you're dead, so it's cool, but
not really worth it in that situation. If he had died there, I would have been like, I was saying that was the worst play I've seen, but that's not true. I mean, it was pretty funny to watch. If he had died there, I'd have been like, man, that's terrible.
I thought he was going down for sure. It was a close call. So but Smash is, man, he's just clowning at this point.
He really is. He's having a good time. And speaking of Smash, you saw how he pulled up the Darkseer up to the high ground here on the Ubercliff? Darkseer completely isolated. He got his mech off shirt, but then he was dying to the Firefly and sticking napalm. He tries to TP out. Smash is here, throws up the flame break, pushes him down, cancels the TP, and all in one process gets the kill as well. So Smash continues to style. Meanwhile, Ewo, the gank train, is coming for him top lane. They're looking for a Shack, and they'll find it after they get off the weave as well. And Ewo might be in some trouble here. He's got the Vanguard, but he's not that tanky. He's going to go ahead and just TP out, and he's fine. Oh, maybe not. The Hex will come out, and he's actually just going to keep running at them. He's like, listen, you can vacuum me, you can wall me, but I am going to kill all of you. Maybe not the Shadow Wave coming in. Zorb doesn't get off, and actually, they could kill him. Down.
I take that back. I think he's kind of okay with this, but now they turn it around. They bring down Puck. This is only 3 heroes from the Elite Wolves. Now it's a 2-on-3.
And then meanwhile,
the rest of their team is just pushing the base right now. Yeah. They might get the kill on the Undying. Masoku trying to figure out what to do on the other side of the tree line, but
they have like one TP, 2 TPs. Z-Talk doesn't have one. Like, they actually just, like, they're screwed. They're going to lose this range tracks. Sure, they get the kill on the Undying, but they're going to lose a couple of buildings in the process. Van does not even get... He has 4,000 gold. He's like, I don't even need to spend this. Are you kidding? They're going to haunt up. It's not going to do anything. They'll pop the drum charge. Van will back up and away. He doesn't have any mana, but they don't give a damn. Top lane. Speaking of haunt, they were looking for Masoku, who's already used his magic missile. He's got haunt as well. Can he find it? Force forward. Beautifully done from Smash, forcing his teammate forward, and now Nyam. Atsun is in some trouble. The Firefly will go the sticky napalm. Magic missile will go, and Smash will pick up a mega kill spree and look towards his BKB, which is almost completed.
Mod, this is turning into a slaughter, buddy. This game was kind of even early on, but Elite Wolves are just dominating every single fight, and they're busting out some pretty clutch plays along the way. The Force Staff swap, they're keeping Infamous on their toes.
I mean, they lost this in the draft, man. I think you and I will both agree that the draft was not good for Infamous. I understand what they were going for. The lanes were pretty good, but Elite Wolves just had too much. They're like, okay, well, if we don't get free farm on Smash in the bottom lane, we'll get free farm in the top lane. Van will do okay for himself mid because Puck is just not that good of a hero. And from there, they just like, okay, well, we're going to hit our timing at about like 15 minutes and just kill everyone, and then you guys won't have any farm.
He's like, all right, guys, I'm just going to go casual Vanguard. Yeah, Radiance sounds good. Let's just grab one of those. Why not?
God.
Good stuff. You don't get to see the old Radiance Bristleback that often these days.
No, not really. I mean, when you have a 10,000 net worth advantage in 20 minutes, I guess you're obligated to have some fun.
Yeah, that's true. These poor supports, man, they are gonna melt under the pressure.
I feel like Van's gonna like buy Rapier or something. He's like, I've got a Yasha. I don't need Mantle. Buy Rapier real quick, easy.
Possible.
Can they kill Ewo? He's gonna go ahead and stun himself. Swap out. Ooh, that was nice. That was pretty nice.
They didn't learn their lesson last time going on the Bristleback. Now the fight's going to break out. They're going to try to commit for this Vengeful Spirit, but the Undying heals them up. They've got a fair bit of sustainability. It's now Ewo versus 4. Wall Vacuum makes a couple of illusions, but the replicas just don't hurt at this point. They've got Mech. They've got Soul Rip. Ewo's topped off, and Infamous are dropping like flies. Dazzle gets off the Shallow Grave, but he's walking around on the fire. He'll end up going down to a Flame Break shortly after. Ewo still in the front lines, just spewing out AoE damage, doing so much in this fight. They're going to get cleaned up here. They lose their Vengeful Spirit, but it's the Elite Wolves now. They're going to get free ward kills as well. Looks like just the Puck stays alive. The healing proving to be a lot. This Undying is doing so much work with this Max Soul Rip build.
This is a good example of what could have happened if they had just a bit more time. Infamous actually are doing a lot of damage.
They get the bristleback.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, they got 2. Like, that's not the worst fight in the world. I mean, they lost 4, obviously. It could be better, but still. You jump the ship wards, you get off a good back wall, your Puck does a lot of damage throughout the entirety of a team fight. They're just too far behind at this point. I mean, this isn't even that many tanky items or heroes on the Radiant side. It's just, like you mentioned, the healing was pretty good. The experience advantage. They do now have an upgraded Dream Coil. The Aghanim Scepter is actually almost there. They don't have the points with yet. They're going to haunt in. They're looking for Sia potentially or Van.
Interesting use.
Silence up.
Ooh.
He's got
they might
charges.
catch him here.
Board. Can they get the kill? Oh god, Kotaro. Good Glimmer Cave too.
I think Van's good. They're going to Glimmer Cave him out. TP home from the Undying. Oh.
Alright, it's a Scotty. I lied. Where's that courier going? Oh, he wants the Orb of Venom from the side shop. That's super greedy. That's the most greedy thing I've ever seen. Like, why don't you just buy it elsewhere? That's so okay. Well, I don't really care, but whatever. It's fine.
Oh god.
Swap
wow,
lasso.
Straight into Scotty. There used to be a Puck there. That is just... That's Browntown.
This game should be over right now. Like, still nothing on this Spectre. He's still 5.6 today. He's 3rd to last in this game. They're solely, like, coming close to these team fights based off of the Puck as well as the Darkseer. That's the only reason why they're still in this game. And that's not going to last for much longer. They're already missing a range Rax mid. I mean, Elite Wolves are just clowning ground. They're kind of forgetting this is a best-of-3 series, that this is only game number 1, and maybe they need to go to extra work here in game number 2 to get this done. But they will find this Spectre Dagger away. Actually, a good grade coming out.
This one's starting to feel a little unthrowable. Just watching Ewo in the mid lane here. I mean, he is like... He's actually just running in circles around their team, and they have no way to deal with it. I think he has the Radiance on the way now. Yep, there it is on the Courier. So, oh boy, that's going to be a lot of damage. I don't think they can kill this Juggernaut really at this point.
They should have done this 10 minutes ago. They're like roaching at 43 minutes when they could have done it at 13 when they were just obliterating the enemy team. But I guess I'm fine with it. Maybe we will.
Yeah. The Venge is kind of probably the Roche is the nail in the coffin now. We got so much minus armor, they can kill it so quick.
You put this on Ewo? I think you do. Like, he's tanky, he's not that tanky.
I think so.
Yeah, I think
they might put it on Van so he can just go super ham, just run in.
I don't know. I like it better on Ewo because he's the front liner a little bit more. He does a lot of damage. Oh, they do give it to him. Good. Okay. Good.
I think Bristol's also really well suited for it because he comes back full health, full mana, and he can just start going crazy with the damage output because the quills don't reset. So when he dies, so when he comes back, he can still just keep laying on stacks and do more damage.
Good Glimmer Cave. Smash was looking for that lasso. Alejandro saw it coming, and he actually can't get it done. No 8th
Smash
one,
has
by
a
the way.
fresh BKB.
He has 2 wands. Smash is just like, that's what I got.
Oh, he took
double
Van.
hero pot here, so that's fine.
There you go. Yeah, he's got the fresh BKB. Smash could have used it there, but it's not feeling it. Now the Glyph comes out. They're going straight for the melee barracks here in the mid lane. Oh, coming around the backside. It's the Darkseer. Wall vacuum tries to Glimmer Cape away. Not a bad opener, but there's just no follow-up damage. Everyone's
Smash.
still topped off. They're going to catch Smash off to the side. There's the BKB.
Good
swap from Masoku. Keeps him alive. And now the Undying comes in. Big pop-up pump. They're going to focus down the Shadow Shaman. He does manage to put off his wards, but not in the best location. Kotaro caught off to the side by Smash. He's going to be on top of the fire. He'll fall. Meanwhile, Ewo just zoning out the rest of the Dire squad.
Oh, Spectre, no!
He gets the kill on the Venge.
Yeah.
I'd say not worth.
No,
Die back for Z-Talk inbound, though. He's going to be lost in the tree line.
That's it. Yeah, there it is. All right, what could have been a GG about 10 minutes earlier has turned into a 25-minute GG, which is still not bad at all.
Game, my God, that
they
was
could.
tough.
How dare them? How dare they? It took way too long in that one. Unbelievable.
Well, can't wait to hear the post-game report from our stats man about that one. 35 to 16 in 25 minutes of action-packed, bloody, gory gameplay.
Yeah.
My oh me.
I kind of do want to hear what Trent has to say on the list Slobber Knocker. We'll have to wait and see what
Dick
he thinks
Spectre
about
build.
it.
4 Fairy Fires and a Quelling Blade.
Yeah. A-Tune, clearly not happy with the way his team played. Just sells everything, buys some Fairy Fires. Good stuff, good stuff. Terrible Spectre game. We'll talk more about that as we get into the Dota 2 Canada Cup postgame report. But before we do, of course, this is Dota 2 Canada Cup here on moonducktv. Make sure you follow us here on twitch.tv/moonducktv. Of course, we have Captain's Draft coming up here tomorrow, which is going to be very exciting. Give us a follow on Twitter at moonducktv as well. And check out our website over at moonduck.tv. For us, if you've enjoyed the cast, you can make sure you can follow us on Twitter at MottDota for myself, and of course at ZyoriTV for Zyori, and at MottPax for Trent, our stats man. We will jump into game number 2 in just a little bit, but before we do, the post-game report right around the corner, guys. Stick around. Back in a second. Muted.
You've seen your last sunrise.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Dota 2 Canada Cup post-game report. We're here after our first game of the winner bracket semifinals. That is, of course, Elite Wolves versus Infamous. We have, of course, Zyori joining us as well as MottPax. Trent, we will start with you. What great insight do you have for us after that first game of a slaughter, if you will?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a slaughter, I gotta say. Probably the first thing that comes to mind to me might be that draft. I know you guys already kind of talked about it, but when you're dealing with a Bristleback who ends up getting a Radiance before your Spectre, it's generally considered bad game.
Yeah.
But I have to say, at first I really hated the Spectre. I was looking at the draft screen, I'm just thinking, alright, so they're gonna go like Sven or, you know, something to that effect. Like I was kind of thinking like the big Sven to combo into their whole wombo combo. But the more I thought about it, I actually did like the Spectre pick. It was a pretty good idea in the sense that you've got these 4 heroes that can fight pretty well together: Darkseer, Puck, Dazzle, Shadow Shaman, and then you get the Haunt in right on top of it all. But obviously it just kind of fell apart in that laning stage. Just could not get the ball rolling at all.
Yeah.
He was in like his stats in terms of like all-time hero, like Spectre at 10 minutes. It was really bad. It was like bottom, you know, extremely low percents we're talking.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough. I feel like I agree with you. I kind of think that they could have done more. I feel like you have to draft more around the laning phase and less around like what you want to do the late game. If you're up against that type of lineup, you have to be like, okay, we cut our losses, don't go for the Spectre, go for something a little bit more early game oriented. But I don't know, Andrew, how did you feel about it?
I felt like that aggro try was just a mistake. I mean, obviously it worked out the way. I don't understand why they didn't just safe lane the Spectre, off lane the Darkseer. I mean, we talked about how Juggernaut matches pretty well against the Darkseer, but I don't think that means you pull the Darkseer out of the lane. It just means Darkseer doesn't completely shut him down like he does some other melee carries. If you want to go for the aggro try, I feel like there are some other heroes, that like other supports that you can try and use to have some actual kill power, or you just go all sustainability so you can keep the Spectre alive. But the Shadow Shaman and Shadow Priest don't really... I don't see the synergy with Spectre in the tri-lane like that. It doesn't really have any kill power outside of the Shackle or the times that Smash dove real deep, and it doesn't really have great survivability. Yeah, Dazzle's a little bit of sustain, but by himself, you know, Spectre can kind of run away, but it's not sustainability in the sense that Spectre can really guarantee any farm. So I'm not really sure what the plan was with that aggro try. It seemed like they were just hoping it would be a solo Juggernaut that would just stand there and let the Spectre farm. I mean, I don't know how they were expecting the Spectre to do anything.
I felt like they were kind of all in at one point. They're like, all right, well, screw it. I guess we're just doing this now. I mean, this is happening. They've resigned themselves maybe to getting destroyed. I don't know, dude.
Don't forget, Mott, they had like the Dream start in that lane. Smash dives the tower at level 2 and feeds the Spectre a free first blood in like the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? That's like, okay, this is a hard lane. We already killed him once. Spectre got the gold. This is a perfect start. And they still couldn't hang on to it. I think that speaks to just how poor of a setup those 3 heroes are in an aggro try in that scenario. There's just not enough synergy.
You're right. They're so squishy. They don't have any frontliners. They have to buy sticks to stay alive, which they did a pretty good job with considering
They
up
did get
against
early
the stick and
sticks.
The stick and napalm obviously allowed them to serve a little bit more because of the stick charges they had. But you have those 3 squishy heroes. You get 1 extra rotation in, plus a couple of double decays and good sticky napalm stacks. Then you add the viscous nasal goo on it with that rotating hero, which of course is Ewo on the bristleback, and that is a lost lane at that point. Sure, you got the first blood, but God, that turned pretty poor.
Seeing all of those sticks kind of reminded me of those few scenarios where the counter is only effective to a certain point, where it's like, yeah, you're giving them a lot of stick charges, but with a bristleback and a Bat Rider, they hit 10 charges so fast that their stick is on cooldown more than they can accrue charges and use them effectively in those fights, because they're just throwing so many micro spells out so quickly. It's kind of funny how even though the sticks are the best way to handle that, it still wasn't really quite enough because they were so overloaded. It reminded me of like Tramp Protector. You know, you see him picked and you think, man, you don't want to go a pushing lineup against that guy. But if you go all in push and you've got Lycan and all of these other summons and like Necro Books and Beastmaster, the living armor doesn't matter. It falls off after 2 seconds because there's so many units hitting it. So it was one of those sort of odd. The counter just couldn't stand up to the power of the sticky viscous goo. I do like that strat, by the way. The Bat Rider bristleback in the same lane at the 5-minute mark. That is some nasty
That's frightening.
stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage coming in, even before Warpath 2. But we'll talk more about the game as we get into the next one here, as the game is going to be starting pretty soon. We will take a quick break before we jump into game number 2. Before we do, guys, make sure you check us out on moonducktv, as I've already mentioned. Also, make sure you guys check out Vulcan.com for fantasy esports using the promo code CanadaCup to get gold and items for watching. With that, we will jump into game number 2 after this quick commercial break, guys. Stick around. We'll be right back.